Ready when you are.
Randy, has much changed with what you're going to see from West Virginia from Rich over the years, or do you see a lot of similarities to what you've seen in the past and kind of working that in?
I think Coach does what he does. I think he's good with an offense, and he does what he does, and we do what we do. So, he knows what we do, and for the most part, I mean, I played against him in, 2008 when I was at Northwestern. So, we've both been around a long time, and Coach Narduzzi played against him when he was at Michigan State, and I think he has a system, and he's great at it. And so I think they're doing similar stuff.
What are some of the hallmarks of Coach Rodriguez's system?
I think he's got great experience, and he's got great knowledge of offense, and he makes great adjustments, and I think that's why he is who he is.
Just in general, through 2 games, just how would you assess what your unit has done out there?
Well, we got a lot to work on. We've given up too many points and too many yards, and a lot of things to clean up. A lot of mistakes that we got to do better at. I think the kids are playing hard, but we're not anywhere near a finished product. So we've got a lot of work to do to have a successful game Saturday.
Are there things you could have done to force more turnovers in the first 2 games, or maybe the opportunities?
Well, we'd like to have them every series for sure. There are times we've missed punching at the ball. We had one fumble the first week we didn't get. We've dropped a couple interceptions, so for sure.
Randy, I heard the players say that Zach Carruthers has been doing that type of stuff in practice, that what we saw in the game. Can you comment on his game, and how many guys do you feel like you could have on that D-line that could have breakout games like that?
Well, Zach Carruthers has played that way through camp. So I didn't feel that was a breakout. I just feel like that was a game to showcase it because he got a lot more snaps. But I think he is a guy who's come on tremendously, and so he's going to play a lot more football. Are there other guys like that? I believe, but I'm not going to speculate on them. They're going to have to go out and prove to all of us here that they're the guy that we think they are.
Maybe in this era of college football, guys changing schools more, do you think a rivalry like this still packs the same punch? I'm guessing you probably do, and if that's the case, what do you think leads to that?
Well, I think it starts with the fans. They don't leave their teams, so that's number one. I think at the end of the day, tradition, where you end up going, it ends up through osmosis becoming part of you. And so I would guess that the kids who have transferred to Pitt, the kids who have transferred to West Virginia, by the time we get to the game, we'll have a very clear idea of the rivalry.
Is Joey Zielinski brought to your group or to the defensive line since he?
Joey Zielinski plays really, really hard, and has continued to get better as he's learned our defense. And as he plays hard, good things happen. He makes big plays, and the big thing for him is just continuing to learn our system. Because we're a little more complicated than some, and it just takes a little longer. But played very well and had a lot of good plays on Saturday.
Throughout the first 2 weeks, Javon McIntyre has been targeted a good bit. He allowed a touchdown to CMU. What have you just seen from the tape, and what are you trying to work on him with to make those adjustments?
Well, that's a position where you're playing man-to-man from 10 yards deep. We had guys like DeMar Hamlin, Eric Howland. Those guys had the same thing happen to him. You just got to flush it and go on to the next play. Some technique things he has to clean up in that first one, and I think he did. And so at the end of the day, that's going to happen in the secondary, and you just got to flush it and go to the next play, and continue to get better with technique.
And is it simply more opportunities with Shadarian? What have you seen from his improvement? Obviously, he had a big game last week.
Yeah, Shadarian is another one of those guys who I'm not surprised that he is where he's at, because he has had a great camp. He's continued to come on. He's gotten a lot bigger and stronger over the last 6-8 months, and so it's his time. So I'm excited to see him go out there as the first guy.
Sean Lee is obviously a freshman, but he's given a lot of chances at cornerback so far this season. What have you liked from him?
Sean Lee is a very physical player. He runs well. He's got a lot of power and quickness, And boy, he's got a lot of 1-2. And boy, you know, he went out there and had a great game. Also made some really, really good plays. So excited to watch him play too.
Is it extraordinary to find a guy like Sean who's that physical and has that much strength at his age?
You know, we went out with the idea we were going to find more physical corners, and I think we did. And I think our physicality at corner is tremendously better. I will say, though, that Coach Collins has worked hard on being more physical, better tacklers, all those things, and I think it's showing up. So he's done a great job.
There were a couple times where Isaiah Neal last weekend bumped out and seemed to play a little bit defensive end. Is that something he could do further into the year? Was that matchup specific?
Yeah, Isaiah can play both inside and outside, and so we move him around based on scheme, technique, matchups, all those kind of things.
Is that the kind of, did he start doing that maybe this spring or this offseason, or was he?
No, we did during camp, so it's something that you know, he's been able to do, and he's a high IQ football player, so he can do that pretty quickly.
What else have you wanted to see out of your linebacker group? Is there anything that they need to get better at, obviously?
Well, I think we can cause more fumbles. I think we can get more interceptions. I think we can make more tackles for loss. And you know, I love the ability that they have to be leaders. They've done a nice job of adjusting our defense, getting us in the right calls, and so being consistent with that is certainly important.
Randy, what do players who haven't played in a backyard brawl, specifically haven't played in Morgantown before, what do you feel like they should know about the environment that they're walking into?
Well, it's a big time environment. Their fans are great. They're loud. They're obnoxious. They're outstanding, and you know they're lucky to have them. And so you know we just portray to them that it's a big time atmosphere like many that we play at.